Hey everyone, BibRave Pro, Jessica Fun Size, yet again, here in Atlanta. Still much colder than Atlanta should ever be. It's drunk. It's gonna figure it out, maybe someday. Uh, Says the girl who decided it was a great idea to road trip home to New Hampshire for the holidays. Great. But at least they have snow and we can ski. It seems to make a lot more sense when you think of it that way, right? Anyway, as you know, as I'm sure y'all are sick of hearing about, but about 2 weeks ago, I got to go to the Running Experience Influencer Day as part of being a BibRave Pro. It was amazing. And as part of that experience, we got like the ultimate swag bag of awesome products, about 10 or 11 different brands activated with us. And we get to meet them at the expo. We got to try their products. And now we went home with a ton of product that we've been testing. And I'm now coming to you with reviews of some of those products. And you'll hear about all the products by the end of the year. But a few of them I wanted to do kind of dedicated video reviews. And what I'm coming to you now is actually one of the products that I hadn't heard of, but I'm like so excited about, is Arcanum. They make several activated hemp products, and kind of taking that activated hemp into kind of more sports world rather than just sort of crunchy granola world, right? So you're seeing a lot more CBD based products out there in kind of sports, wellness. And so there were several products that we did see at the TRE Expo, and Arcanum is the brand that we connected with, and we got several of their products in our swag bag. We also got to talk with them. And one kind of theme that a lot of the BibRave pros who went to TRE have talked about kind of since the experience is some of the brands are just so excited about their product, about talking about their product. And it was just really refreshing to kind of talk to actual people behind the brands who stand behind those brands, use the brands, and really are passionate. That's kind of the word I was looking for, passionate about the products. And the family, it's kind of a family behind this, behind Arcanum, are definitely one of those groups that were super passionate. A family of athletes. The woman who spoke with us is a professional athlete. I think she competes in CrossFit games, things like that. Her family does a lot of rugby. I think there's some football lineage in there. And she actually talked about how she has an autoimmune disorder. And like many people with autoimmune disorders, was on a lot of medicinal prescribed medications, things like that. And sort of got into using CBD products that kind of assist the endocannabinoid. I'm not going to be able to say it. I'm sorry. I'm a scientist and I can't say it. Endocannabinoid. I'm butchering it. I'm sorry. System. We have cannabinoids in our body already, but then we can assist them, kind of like vitamins. So their products, they kind of treat them like daily use products, like taking vitamins to assist that system. And, when you talk to any of the CBD companies, they talk about kind of the benefits of CBD or activated hemp products, recovery, better sleep, mental state, lower anxiety, yada, yada, yada. And then, of course, anybody, especially someone like me who does peer-reviewed research, I want to say, well, what does the research say? So I will say there are peer-reviewed, there's actually a pretty good body of peer-reviewed research that's looked at kind of various effects of cannabinoids, mostly laboratory research in rodents. I think there's more and more research that's kind of come out actually in like human subjects. But from a peer-reviewed science ideology, whatever. From a peer-reviewed point of view, there is research that supports kind of these statements, although, you know, everybody, you know, even on this product, it says have not been evaluated by FDA, yada, yada, of course. And truthfully, who cares? FDA is FDA, whatever. Their products are, they do in-house testing, and they have third-party testing, I think mostly just for safety, that the products that they say are in this are actually in this. It's also important to note that it's paraben-free, sulfate-free, non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, all that stuff. Also nut-free. So if you have any issues with any of the things, they do say that it doesn't contain any of that, and it has been third-party tested to verify that as well. So actually, I thought the best way to kind of talk about these products is to show you how I've started using them. So I kind of put it into my morning and evening routine, and the woman we spoke with, actually I had asked her, because this is the Sarco Breeze is a hemp activated hemp moisturizer and sports massage oil. So I asked her, I was like, can you use it as like a facial moisturizer? And she said yes. And she did talk about how she has kind of oily skin and deals with acne. And I was like, great, because I have that too. But then everywhere else I have dry skin, especially in the winter. So I'm like, I wonder. So I started using this as part of kind of my morning and evening facial routine. I'm going to show you that in a second. And what's really crazy is I started getting what I think is like this cystic acne I had. I hadn't had acne since I was in my early 20s, and recently I got this kind of spot area, and I couldn't get rid of it. I was just about ready to go to the dermatologist, which my insurance doesn't really cover fully, so it was going to cost me a lot. I found an old tube of Retin-A that I started using. It dried it out a little bit, but wasn't making it go away, and it's old. I probably shouldn't be using it. So I came back from TRE again, December 1st. We're now December 12th, and I started using it, and it's going away. Like, it was so much worse than this, guys. Overall, like redness, everything's kind of like way softer, smoother, less blotchy. And the lighting in here isn't super great, so you might not be able to tell, but I couldn't believe it. So morning and I'm this stuff, I'm convinced, okay? Also, it's winter, so my elbows and my legs are dry AF, and I've been using it on that, and it's super nice. So for really dry skin, great. For oily skin, great. Awesome. So let's, I'm going to show you kind of what I've been doing. I have a pretty simple routine because I'm lazy. So morning and night, I just, I use like a micellar water or a makeup remover to kind of just cleanse the skin. I also use Cetaphil products for cleansing. I don't know, just kind of whatever I have around. I've always had good luck with the Cetaphil products. If anybody knows of a good cleanser that maybe is, you know, more natural, please let me know, especially for women in their 30s. I think we're supposed to reassess like our facial care when we hit new decades, and I don't know, I've never really thought about it. So somebody please let me know. So kind of just cleaning my skin. Great. Okay. I will say this goes on, you're like, oh, it definitely goes on oily initially. And you're like, oh, I'm not sure about this. And then within a few minutes, truthfully, I just kind of like rub it in, let it settle. And yeah, I'm a bit shiny right now, you can see. But then I go about my business, and within minutes, I'm like not shiny anymore. I'm not oily anymore. My skin feels super soft. It feels great. And then if I'm wearing makeup that day, I put my makeup on and go about my day. And that's it. I do put like a sunscreen on my face every day as well. So that's really all I do morning and night. And then the addition is we've got this quill from Arcanum, and this is basically like your daily vitamin. Again, it's an activated hemp product, paraben-free, sulfate-free, made in the US. And it's kind of a cool design. It's just this twist cap, and then you pump it onto some like onto your wrist. You can put it on your ankle, behind your knees, anywhere that's kind of close to like your veins or whatever. That's not too that doesn't have too much of like fatty tissue. And one pump is all you need, and so you're getting like the right dosage. I think it's 50 milligrams per dose or something like that. And then you just kind of rub it in. Doesn't really have a strong smell or anything like that. And so it's like this direct contact, get right into the bloodstream. So it's kind of, more of like the instant effect than kind of some of the oral alternatives. And I will say, so I do this morning and night, and you can do extra, like if you had a particularly hard like workout day. They really talked about treating it like almost like a vitamin. So helping with recovery, inflammation. For me, the biggest plus is sleep. I have a very active brain space. It doesn't really turn off. So while I can go to sleep pretty easily, I typically don't stay asleep. So I get up a lot in the night. I just wake myself up. And since I've been using the activated hemp products regularly, so like I do not wake up until my alarm. It is spectacular. I joked around that my husband made me watch The Haunting of Hill House, which freaked me the F out. CBD products made sure that I didn't have nightmares when I slept. So I know, I'm a scaredy cat, but it was a great show, so it was worth it. Yeah, and so that's one thing. And then also for me, like I definitely, there's for those of you wondering, there's no THC in these products. Legally, CBD hemp products can have less than 0.03% THC, and they can be legal in any state. And they're also really, really important, folks, and why I think they're really coming up in the sports scene is that they're WADA and USADA legal substances, so they are not banned substances. The Mary's Nutritionals that makes these products for them, they don't have anything in their manufacturing that is a WADA banned substance. So there's nothing like even in the building that would kind of contaminate that would be a banned substance. So these are completely legal products for all sports, competition, everything. So if you're worried about that, I don't really typically think about that because I'm not really winning anything, so I'm not being tested. But I think it's really, really important to have clean sports, and so these are completely clean, not on the ban list at all for international or national competition. So that's just really, really good to know, because there's not a lot of palliative, whether prescribed or non-prescribed substances that aren't on the ban list. I mean, if you have a sniffle, you can't even take Sudafed and compete. So, it's pretty strict. So it's good to know that it's completely legal. I also have recently been drug tested for an internship I'm going to have. And I sometimes work for the federal government, so I can be drug tested anytime, and it's no issue whatsoever. So if anybody has worry about that, I took these on my carry-on, no problem. I mean, seriously, people, no problem. And they're amazing. You can already see, my nose is a little shiny, but it's always shiny, that it's already kind of absorbed, and I would kind of be ready to put my makeup on now, but I'm working from home, so I ain't putting any makeup on today. And so I'm kind of obsessed. Now, we did get another product called Freeze, and I have it, but my best friend had knee surgery last week, and I figured she could get better use out of it. It's kind of got that immediate cooling effect. And so I gave it to her, and she actually says it works like immediately. She's been putting it on her knee, and kind of she was having like calf issues related right after surgery. And she said it helped immediately. So she was definitely a better person to have it than me this week, because I didn't really have anything that I felt I needed to use it for. So I was really glad to hear that. And because I know I will need that in the future. And so all of that stuff, if you guys have any questions, any other thoughts about the product or any hemp or CBD based products for sports recovery or just general kind of wellness, please chime in. I'm all for it. You know, I won't go into any more details than that, but I'm all for it for all the things. But yeah, these are fully not banned. They're completely legal. There's no THC. There's no associated psychosis or anything like that with hemp-based products. So I'm glad that we're taking hemp from crunchy to sporty. I think that's a really good use of those products, and I'm excited to kind of continue using this as part of my daily routine.